What if I told you the only thing stopping you from improving your dating life was your beliefs and your mindset? And if you could just fix the way you think about your dating life, you'd be much more successful with women. I used to be that guy who would go up and, want to go approach that girl, but then I wouldn't have the confidence to go and do it. Or I'd go on a date and I'd be super nervous and then it just wouldn't go well. And guess what? I'm not saying that I know everything about women and I'm some relationship expert, because I'm certainly not. But this is just a video on how I improved this aspect of my life. So think about that version of you who walks up to that girl confidently, gets her number, approaches her, and goes on a date and it actually goes well. So do you want to become that version of yourself? If you do, here's exactly how to do it. The first step is to focus on becoming the guy who attracts. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, no piece of dating advice is really going to matter if you can't attract the girl. I know that's a bit of a harsh truth, but attraction is important. So what does this mean? Does this mean you should just give up if you're not good looking or if you're not getting a lot of attraction? No, absolutely not. What it means is that you should focus on getting yourself more opportunities. So how do you do this? Well, the first step is you need to focus on improving yourself. This is going to be a bit of a harsh truth, but ask yourself this question: if I were a girl, would I be attracted to myself? And if the answer is no, well then what's stopping me from being that guy? What can I do to improve myself to become that version of myself who is attractive? And the good thing is, a lot of these things that you're struggling with are actually pretty easy fixes. Now, can you control your height? No. Can you control your face? For the most part, no. And a lot of guys will say, it's all about genetics, and if you're not 6'3", you should just give up. And honestly, I feel bad for people who make this excuse. Because think about this: if you hit the gym, if you got in shape, if you improved your mental health, if you cleaned up your acne like I had when I was younger, and you improved your style, if you improved all of these things, would you still be struggling with women? No, chances are you would not be struggling as much. But a lot of people just want to make excuses for why they can't improve themselves and why they can't do well with women. But ultimately, the guy who stops making excuses and actually focuses on bettering himself will be the guy who wins in the end. So there are always improvements you can make, but it's up to you to determine what you have to improve and to stay disciplined to improve those things. The second thing you must do is set high standards. I used to spend so much time chasing after girls who didn't really like me. I'd be talking to a girl and she'd be showing low interest, and I'd be asking her, oh, what's wrong? Why don't you like me back? There are really two ways to go about your dating life as a young man. I'm gonna use a bit of a weird analogy, but I hope this actually helps you understand it. The first one: imagine a guy swimming upstream against the tide. The tide's going this way and he's swimming against it, and he's having to fight it and go against it. That's what most guys do. Instead of actually talking to a girl who has high interest, they try to go for the girls who don't have high interest, and it just makes it a lot harder. Whereas the easier way to go about your dating life is to swim down the river, where you're actually going with the current. And dating is the same exact way. It's much easier to pursue women who have high interest than to try to get the girl who's not really taking that much of an interest in you. So if you're ever in a situation where you're talking to a girl and then she starts pulling away or she's showing low interest, don't start chasing after her and begging her to like you back, because one, it's not going to help you out. It's just going to make you look even more unattractive, and two, it makes it much less likely she's actually going to like you, because it's simply much easier on your mental health, your time, and your wallet if you just focus on dating girls who actually show high interest. So what are some things you should look for to determine whether or not she has high interest? Well, the first thing is that it's easy to make plans. When you reach out to her, she doesn't go, I'm always so busy. I have so much going on right now. I just don't have time. She says, yes, I'm so excited to go out with you and I'd be free this day. And she also puts some effort into pursuing you. Now, at the very start, you have to be the one to go talk to the girl. You have to be the one to make plans. But if a girl has high interest, 95% of the time, she's going to start hitting you up first and reaching out to you. You're not going to be the one putting in all the effort. And if you are the one putting in all the effort, she probably doesn't like you. Now, guess what? Is it going to be easy to just find a partner who has high interest? Probably not. You're gonna have to go through some rejections. You're gonna have to go through some failures. But guess what? That's okay. Because even when you get rejected, if you really think about it, it's still somewhat a good thing, because then you can move on. You're not sat there thinking about the girl who you might be into you, because if she already rejected you, you know she's not into you. But in order to get to the yeses, you have to be willing to go through the no's. And how you handle rejection, how you handle failure will actually largely determine how your life goes as a young man. Because the guy who learns from his mistakes and learns from his rejections will do much better than the guy who beats himself up and gets down on himself. The main takeaways I want you to have from this video is you simply need to focus on becoming that best version of yourself, and never ever be the guy who makes excuses, because that will never help you in any way in your life. And only date women who show high interest, because spending time on girls who have low interest and don't want you is a complete waste of your time and is no good for you. If you found this video helped you, be sure to click the like and subscribe button, and also turn on the post notifications so you can see more videos like these. See you for the next video, bro.